In today's video, I am going to be breaking down why Fred VanVleet is an insanely amazing point guard in the NBA. Let's get down, let's check him out, let's see what makes him so good, and some things that you can incorporate into your own game. Let's check him out. Okay, so in this first video, we have him in the top left corner of this screen. Barnes sets a screen for him, and instead of using that screen, his defender decided to cheat, which allowed Fred VanVleet to attack the basket. Basically, how this play was supposed to be drawn up was this was supposed to be a quick screen by Barnes and a dribble handoff by Kyle Lowry for Fred VanVleet. This was going to then turn into potentially either a three-point shot from here, or with Barnes rolling towards the basket, it could have been a quick pass down to Barnes. However, quickly instead, what we see is we've seen that Fred VanVleet's defender decided to cheat a little bit. We've seen that by that foot. He tried to fight over top of that screen. If a player is trying to defend you and he's trying to fight through a screen before you even use a screen, what you can do is instead just continue to cut towards the rim and don't use that screen. This can allow you to get into open positions, especially if you have a really good passer like Kyle Lowry, and that will allow you to be able to get very easy baskets. Now, this one wasn't exactly a very easy basket. He was able to catch that ball on his right foot. He was able to go right, left, and turn, and then he was able to land on two, which technically only counts as 2 steps. This is fantastic footwork. You need to have very good footwork as a basketball player, and that allowed him to get that layup. So here we're having another screen away for Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet then came off of that screen, and he noticed that his defender was really heavily guarding him towards the basket. He was really expecting him to drive at the basket. His defender also started running with Fred VanVleet without having his shoulders pointing towards Fred VanVleet. That then basically allowed Fred VanVleet to be able to break that defender's ankles for that wide open three-point shot. If you ever see a player who's trying to chase you over a screen and they start running, their body is pointing not at you but towards the area where you're going to run, do a quick snatch back. Now, this is a very difficult one. He could have went through his right leg. It's a bit easier. However, he was able to drain that three because of that mistake. We can really see it close up here where his right foot was essentially crossing in front of his left. His shoulders are not facing Fred VanVleet. If they were facing Fred VanVleet, this would have been a very easy recovery back to Fred. However, instead, we've seen that because his shoulders were facing the direction where Fred was going, Fred was able to then do that quick step back, wide open three, not even contested. Sometimes when you use a screen, you really want to hit that screener with that pass, but the ability to really hit that one-hand pass is extremely important because now that's going to get that defender thinking that you could be just passing with that one hand. You can make a quick wide in and out dribble which will make your main defender chase that screener, which will then allow you to have a wide open three as well. We can see it from this angle too, where he does a quick in and out jab dribble that just totally loses Cook very, very badly. If you decide to drive baseline, you've got a player who is essentially forcing you baseline. What you can do is, if you've got a little bit of an angle towards a reverse, you can do a move similar to this. Basically, what you do is you push off of your right leg, obviously, if you're driving towards that right side. You're pushing off that right leg, and you get that ball up high. Get that shoulder right into the chest of that defender, because that's going to make that defender jump. And what you can do then is, of course, you could technically, he did pick up that ball a little too early. If he decided to take one more dribble and push off of his right foot here, with that being his last step, you could do the same move, land on two, and go up for the reverse. But if you start your steps early, like we see here, where that's 1, 2, you need to now go up for your layup. But the same move applies. You can get shoulder into the chest of that defender who's going up, and then you can do that quick scoop around to the opposite side. This is not an easy move by any means, but it's something you could practice. You can really see his angle here where he's really trying to get that shoulder up into the chest of that defender, and he goes up with his last step first to try and clear out some of those hands away from him. So here Fred VanVleet is attacking a much larger defender. And most players when they're younger will shy away from this kind of contact. However, let me just explain this really quickly on how you can actually do this yourself. You always want to attack that top foot. That defender's right foot is his top foot right now. So what we see with Fred VanVleet is that quick jab cross towards that top foot. That now makes that defender drop that top foot, and then he takes one dribble towards that side. Now that new top foot is his left foot. And what happens now is we will see a quick Euro step around that defender, attacking that top foot once again, using that shoulder to protect that ball and that off arm to protect that ball from getting blocked. He does a quick scoop around. Now he does fall. He needs to fall to be able to get that extra distance away from his defender. However, he's able to make that shot because he knows how to use the backboard as well. Now this is actually a move that I'm teaching every single one of the clients I have right now, and that is a quick snatch back for a layup. So here he does a quick snatch back, makes it look like he's about to shoot, and then he attacks back at that basket. How he does this is he gets that defender thinking he's driving towards the rim. Then he does a quick snatch back, and some of my clients, I'm getting them to take an extra dribble right here. You can if you want. It's just something that's a good way to learn this, and then you can remove that dribble afterwards. And then after that snatch back, remember you have to look at the rim when you do this. That gets that defender up into the air much easier. And then when that player is trying to recover, you attack back, and then you can finish with that layup. Here's another angle where he does that snatch back behind his back. He takes that quick hesitation looking at that rim. He gets that defender straight up, and then because of that, he's able to get past Thompson. He uses his shoulder once again, using his off arm to be able to clear out space and knock him in the face just a bit, but that allows him to get that layup. These are fantastic moves and strategies and tactics that you can use in your own game as well. I hope that this video helps you as a basketball player. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.